Guilt is literally a feature of capitalism, and I believe it's driving most of us to addiction.
Gen Zers are blaming capitalism for why they're unhappy and they hate themselves. Capitalism's bad. When the Berlin Wall fell, who ran to which side? Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, corruption, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. Now, unfortunately, a lot of young people have had their minds conquered to believe that capitalism is bad. I wonder why they're all trying to usher in communism and socialism, because they live in a place that they have things so well off that it's easy for them to imagine, wow, communism would be good. Have you spent time in a communist country? Now, recently I came across some TikToks of Gen Zers, some of them having breakdowns and legitimately probably needing mental help, but it was just fascinating, probably heartbreaking, to see how they're blaming capitalism for their problems, that probably a lack of self-responsibility is part of the cause of, probably their minds being brainwashed, them allowing that to happen would probably be a big part of it. But watching them scapegoat capitalism and just imagining, wow, if I was in a third world communist country, I'd be happy. Now let's take a look at some of these.
It's so heinous. It's so heinous to me. Know that this is a systemic failure. This is a failure of our societal and economic model. This is a failure of our government. Because it's never the rich white people talking like this.
Well, if you pay attention to Hollywood, it is. Does our system here in America have problems? That's an understatement. But probably what this person doesn't know is whatever sort of system you live in, you have the freedom to feel bad or feel good. In short of a system of total enslavement where you have zero autonomy over your mind and body, you're going to feel how you feel. You're in a relationship with yourself, regardless of what system you're in. But as long as a Gen Zer like this doesn't understand that, they'll always be keeping themselves in a position as a victim. I'm a victim of capitalism. Is that why you can't stand yourself? Yep, I can't stand myself because of capitalism. Now, if you put this person in a socialist country, will they change how they feel? Probably they'll feel worse. They definitely won't feel happy. It's that person and their relationship with themselves, and they have control. Let's hear from a few therapists that will blame all of your problems on capitalism. Now, these are licensed therapists. Take a look.
Do you feel horrible? That's capitalism, baby.
Oh, it's not... It's not me living out of alignment with my values, being trapped in a coffin of my comfort zone because I'm not courageous to go outside of it where actually fulfillment lies. No. It's capitalism.
Is your self-worth based on who you are or what you do?
If you value yourself based on the value that you create for other people, doing good for other people, yeah. If you value yourself based on that at all, that's just capitalism. That's not good. It's not good. So I don't have motivation to create value for other people. Therefore, I don't create value for other people. Thank you. Now I'm making the world a better place by not being motivated to make it a better place.
Do you feel good when you do something fun, or do you feel guilty? If you feel guilt for not being productive enough, you can blame that on capitalism. What's more important, your mental and physical health or getting your work done? If it's work, it's capitalism. If you equate rest with laziness and you believe that you have to earn your downtime, capitalism.
Right or wrong, I absolutely believe that. I do believe I need to get my work done before I rest. Is that just some kind of schizophrenic episode of capitalism I have? Maybe. Is it motivation? Well, it's definitely that. I like to feel motivated. I feel genuinely happy and fulfilled when I feel motivated. Okay.
Do you rank your activities by how valuable they are? Like, is it better to play video games or start a podcast?
Yeah, I absolutely rank my activities. Like, I don't play video games. I see no value in that. I make videos, I podcast, yeah.
If the more restful activities keep losing out, capitalism. What's more important, getting all your work done for the week or hanging out with your friends?
Getting my work done for the week, that way it's done so I can hang out with my friends without worrying about my work.
Work? Capitalism.
Yeah, I do have a capitalist mindset. Yeah, and I'm so grateful I do.
You constantly thinking of your personal brand like me? That's weird, and that's capitalism.
I could give him some tips on his personal brand. First off, don't talk like a pansy.
Capitalism has you burnt out and you're able to rest. Go rest and rest longer than you think you should rest.
Now, all of his sentiments aren't complete garbage in my mind. Like, can someone burn themselves out by being overly capitalistic? Absolutely. It happens to me plenty. Do people need rest? Yeah. But I think there's this glorification in his message, glorifying not working hard. By the way, capitalism, is that at fault? Or is it how we relate to capitalism that's at fault if we get burnt out? Do you think if you were in communist China working in a sweatshop, you might feel burnt out? There's no capitalism in sight, but I feel burnt out with work, so much so they put nets under all the windows because people jump out. That's not capitalism. That's maybe a feeling of burnout or whatever it is, but it's not capitalism. Now there's another therapist equally as excited to tell her clients, your problems are from capitalism. Well, does that mean I'm never going to get over my problems? That's exactly what it means. But you're going to get to stay a victim because you can always blame capitalism. I won't feel better. No, you won't feel better. You'll feel kind of significant as a victim, though. So come see me. Pay at the door, by the way.
If you are somebody that is struggling to find the time to heal, regulate your nervous system, it's not your fault.
I disagree with that. It's absolutely your fault. Everything in your life is absolutely your fault. Positives and the negatives. If you need to heal, you haven't made time to heal. Whose fault is that supposed to be, lady? She's going to let us know. Hey, we'll get back to the video in just a second, but first, a lot of people are confused and frustrated, wondering, how does health insurance really work? Step one, you pay a lot of money in a monthly premium, and the amount that you pay per month is based on the expected healthcare needs of the sickest, most diseased population on Earth. Step two, you get sick or injured, need to go to the hospital, doctor, have massive medical bills pile up. Step three, you submit your claim to your trustworthy insurance company. Step four, they deny your claim. And yes, you paid your monthly premium so you could have the service of health insurance, but that's just paperwork. So they deny your claim. That we're just doing business here, people. Then after many hours of frustrating phone calls with customer service from the insurance company that does not care, we come to step number 5. You may or may not have your claims covered. That's how health insurance works. But if you're looking for something different, look at Crowd Health. It's a member-funded community that covers your medical bills when you're in need for a low monthly fee. And unlike the insurance industry that really looks out for the health of the insurance companies, Crowd Health looks out for your health. Get started today for just $99 per month for your first 3 months using promo code JPReacts at joincrowdhealth.com/JPReacts. Luckily, Crowd Health is not insurance. Learn more at joincrowdhealth.com/JPReacts. Now back to the video.
The system is rigged against us.
Oh, it's the system's fault. It's the system's fault for what I haven't done. I'm 500 pounds. I don't exercise. Well, it's not your fault. It's the system's fault. Golly, I feel pretty empowered now to keep things exactly the same. Because if it was my fault, that would inherently get me to believe I have the power to change this. But you're telling me it's not my fault, so I'm inherently powerless. It's the system's fault. As soon as the entire country of the United States changes, no longer capitalist, then I can feel better.
Hi, my name is Carolyn. I'm a certified trauma recovery coach. And
Certified trauma recovery coach. She sounds like she's a certified keep you traumatized coach.
since becoming a trauma recovery coach and starting my own healing journey, it's really opened my eyes to see that the system that we currently live in is not built for healing.
Well, no, it's not built for healing. That's what your household is for. That's your personal time. The socialist mentality, by the way, she talks like this, so what a great therapist. But this social mentality of like, dude, my shoes are untied. Yeah, well, the system, unfortunately, we don't have social workers coming to houses every day to tie your shoes. So I guess you shouldn't tie your shoes. Or is that something your personal responsibility should cover? I need to process my emotions. I need to heal. Yeah. That's meant for you to do. It's not meant for the fire department to show up at your house and help you regulate your emotions. Please do it on your own. I highly recommend it. It's very beneficial. There's also coaches, therapists within the system of capitalism that you can pay to teach you how to do it if you don't know how to do it yourself.
For example, many of us work 8 hours a day, at least.
Goodness, can you imagine having to work full time?
Most of us work more than that nowadays. We're supposed to go to work 8+ hours a day, then come home, make nutritious meals, have time to spend with our significant others and our children. We also have time to clean the house and get ready and do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to do. I relate to that.
It's exhausting, and it's really not sustainable for people.
It's not sustainable to people to work full time and live their lives. It's not sustainable. What if the government would help us with that, right? All right, cool. Communism, cool. Now you work 12 hours a day. You come home and you sit there because you have no money to do anything else. Well, I have to clean my house. Well, you don't have cleaning supplies.
On top of nutritious food, we need healthy relationships. We need proper sleep. We need self-care.
Everything she's listed, the system doesn't provide you. It cannot provide it for you. Only you can. I think she's like making the argument for my point now.
We need time outdoors. We need nature. We need movement in our day. How are we going to be able to have the time in the day for that?
Well, it's actually simple math. I'm glad you asked the question. If you work 8 hours a day, 24 minus 8 is 16 hours a day. Divide it up. It's up to you. I like to sleep 8 hours a day when I can. Great. That leaves me 8 more hours. Divide it up however you want.
Lives are currently revolving around.
Yeah, our lives revolve around work because it tends to start first thing in the morning. You could be a night owl and be like, dude, my day revolves around, I watch the night show, then I run around the neighborhood in the middle of the night, then I go to work. That would make it seem like your life isn't revolving around work. Are you getting my point? Are you wiping up what I'm spilling here? A little self-responsibility goes a hell of a long way.
One of my least favorite things about capitalism is the fact that we are never allowed to rest, grieve, or recover after something traumatic or difficult happens.
Yeah, never allowed to grieve or rest after something difficult happens. You work 8 hours. What are you doing with other 16 hours of the day? Do you need to rest for 16 hours? If so, go see your doctor. You probably have a thyroid condition. Do you need to grieve for more than 16 hours in any given day? If so, I can understand how you need time off. Of course, if a loved one passes away, I would want more time off too. And I would take it because in our capitalist system, I've created a path where like I work for myself, which has me actually working more hours than most people, but I would take that time off for myself. But on a day-to-day basis, do you need more than 16 hours a day to grieve? If you do, you probably need a really good therapist instead.
Like when we lose somebody we really care about, when we go through something really difficult, like a bout with suicidal ideation or a suicidal attempt or whatever, and we survive, how are we received? How do we receive ourselves?
That would imply he's gone through suicidal thoughts. And if that's true, I certainly feel for him. And I could understand, okay, if he's had suicidal thoughts recently or on some frequent basis, he probably doesn't have a sound mind. Someone with a broken mind just goes on TikTok and speaks their mind in the form of advice. Dude, if you need help, don't give advice. It's okay. Any life situation I'm in where I'm in the struggle, I never give advice on that kind of situation. Just know when to shut up and deal with yourself instead of trying to deal with yourself by giving advice to others.
Are we given time to rest, to recover, to kind of restore ourselves? The answer is no. The answer is so often no, unless you have like hella money, because we have to go to work, because we have to afford our bills, because we have to pay for shit, because we have to get exploited, because the elite people in capitalism have to get their money.
Nope, you don't have to. But if what he's saying is if you want to live like an adult, do you have to go to work? Yeah. What's their alternative? I don't work. Cool. Now you're either homeless or you would be a good fit for communism. I don't want to go to work. Well, okay, the government takes care of you, not good care of you. They sort of keep you alive a little bit. You would rather go to a job in America. And by the way, communism countries, they don't have just like don't work if you don't want to. It's like, no, you're going to do this job. You have to. What if I don't? Well, we have a very solid authoritarian fist that's going to come after you.
Even within mental health, therapists so often are just trying to get us back to a normal life.
Damn them. They're trying to help you get functional. Now we're getting victimized when someone's trying to help me out of my victim behavior. Damn them.
Back to work or get us back to school. But we don't need that shit because we need to rest and we need to restore and we need to rejuvenate.
You need to rejuvenate if you just ran an Ironman. I don't think this dude's running Ironmans. I don't think he's out there working so hard that he needs to rejuvenate. But this kind of pattern of thinking is very common amongst Gen Zers. And I would dare say at the end of the day, it's been some kind of brainwashing that's affected them. This is nothing more than the woke mind virus. We're in a pandemic, the woke mind virus. It's been going around and it's more contagious than any pathogen you'll find under a microscope. But if you can see it, you're pretty immune to it. If you can't see it, you're very prone to be infected by it if you're not already. Let me know what you think about these Gen Zers and their just tirade against capitalism, blaming their lives, their minds falling apart on the system rather than what they do and don't do for themselves. Look forward to seeing your comments. And I look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, stay capitalistic.